Mobile apps are everywhere, and many software programs have a mobile version in the App Store. Today, many tasks are done through smartphones, and therefore, becoming a software engineer to do mobile development is a great career choice. In this video, you will explore the different terms that you may come across as a mobile developer. Developers can have different roles in the mobile development space. Native development is the first and the most traditional way of building a mobile app. Native apps are those that are built exclusively for a specific platform. They could be iOS apps, Android apps, or even Windows apps. Mobile developers who work on native app development need to pick and specialize in one of these platforms. You will hardly ever meet a native mobile developer who builds both iOS and Android apps. This is because the skill set to build iOS versus Android native apps is completely different. Let's explore the development requirements for these platforms more closely, starting with iOS. To build a native iOS app, you will be using programming languages such as Swift or Objective-C. These languages are used to build iOS apps exclusively, and you may not find any value in them outside of the Apple ecosystem. You will also need a MacBook to develop native iOS apps. That may be your first purchase as an iOS developer. Now, how does that compare to Android development? Android has the largest number of users today. It is a solid career path to become an Android mobile developer building native Android applications. To develop Android native applications, you would use either Java or Kotlin as the programming language. Kotlin is an open-source programming language and is not exclusive to the Android platform. Now that you understand what native development means in the mobile development world, let's address some other terms as well. For instance, what is a cross-platform developer? Although native development is still a good option for a mobile developer, it is not always necessary to build native mobile applications. Cross-platform native apps are becoming increasingly popular. Cross-platform native mobile apps are apps that are built with a single code base for multiple platforms. This means you can maintain one code base and build both native iOS and native Android apps at the same time. You are then called a cross-platform mobile developer instead of an iOS or Android developer. The next term we'll visit is React Native. React Native is one of the most popular cross-platform mobile frameworks that is used to build native mobile apps. It was developed by Meta and made available as open source for anyone to use in 2015. React Native is built using JavaScript and React. What is interesting about React Native is that you code entirely in JavaScript to build native iOS and Android apps. The library that you will use with React Native is, as the name suggests, React. Since JavaScript is also a popular programming language for building web applications, you will find learning JavaScript useful, even outside of building React Native apps. React Native isn't your only choice, as other frameworks can also be used to build cross-platform native apps, such as Flutter and Xamarin. While these frameworks may offer some benefits, such as greater flexibility and more control, React Native has a larger library of components and makes it easier to work with pre-built elements. So far, you've observed what native mobile apps are and what cross-platform native apps are. There is another category of cross-platform apps called hybrid apps, and developers who develop these apps are called hybrid mobile developers. Unlike apps built with React Native or Flutter, hybrid apps do not have access to built-in native features of the mobile device. They use external plugins like Cordova to integrate native features to the app. Hybrid apps render the graphic elements via a browser, which takes several steps to start showing the component on the screen. These are essentially web views. When you are looking for jobs, you will hear these terms frequently, and you will need to be aware of all the different types of developer roles that are available today. In this course, you will be learning React Native, the framework that is used to build cross-platform native apps for both iOS and Android. To be more specific, you'll find out how to use React Native to build an app for the restaurant Little Lemon, which works for both platforms, without the need to write code twice. This means by the end of this course, you'll be a cross-platform mobile developer who can build mobile apps across multiple platforms.